Welcome to another episode of the Force Dyad podcast. Wherever, whenever, and however you may be listening, we are honored that you've joined us. On today's episode, it's a special QuadCon edition, recording here live at QuadCon St. Charles. And we got a fun little quick show in store for you today. I'm joined by a member of the 501st, TK 31788, and we're going to talk a little bit about the 501st as an organization, as well as his sort of personal journey through the 501st process. And then we'll talk a little bit about Lego, some of the recent Lego updates and announcements as far as the new diorama series is concerned, and a couple other things that we see here from the con, some of the fun stuff that we picked up. So sit back, relax. This is where the fun begins.
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power.
Why is the Force connecting us?
I am a Jedi.
Always two there are. We're a dyad in the Force.
Welcome to episode 25 of the Force Dyad podcast. I am your host, Obi-Sean, joined by a friend of ours, a friend of the show, TK 31788 of the 501st. How you doing, buddy?
Hola. How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I heard Jedi John's on assignment in Alderaan, but I heard things are heating up. So
yeah, he's working the local market at Blackspire, and trying to make a little bit of money for his collectible cause. So
I think he's doing okay today.
He's doing all right, and I have to admit I've done well myself. I've actually sold a couple Lego sets. And we got B from the GalacticDads. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, everybody. I figure you can't hear me.
Yeah, talk into the mic.
I'll tell you what. I'll talk into this mic. It doesn't feel weird at all. In fact, because you guys have such a great setup, I can just pick it up. How's it going? How do I sound?
You sound really good. You sound
good.
crisp and clear.
Nice.
How are you?
That. I'm well. I unfortunately had some prior commitments earlier today, but I'm glad I could slide into the show before the end.
Yeah. So the GalacticDads, if you don't know, they're a podcast, a sister podcast of ours. They do pretty much everything. Like, I don't know what you guys don't talk about.
Yeah, if it is geeky nerd culture, we will go ahead and cover it. We love that. And then, of course, we very terribly cover some Star Wars stuff, which is why you guys do it much better than we do.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Yeah, you guys go real in depth. I'm like, I have time for this. There's some new Marvel shows that we got to talk about too. So we're more comic book niche.
I do miss intern Justin's reviews on video games.
Yes.
Justin, this is Keith. Where are you?
I tried to get him on a few shows recently, but his work life has apparently been pretty hectic. That's why I've been holding down the show with Laser Eric and sometimes Jedi John when he's free from this wonderful podcast. Thank you, by the way. I feel like we're like the divorced mom and dad, and we just share custody of Jedi John.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I must be the deadbeat dad.
I get him on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then you get him on Tuesdays.
I get him
and
like
Thursdays.
once every other month, and then he doesn't even enjoy the time. He's on his phone the whole time. This must be what it's like to have a teenage son who doesn't respect you.
Oh, good. I have that to look forward to.
As a TK, I'm the social worker that jumps between both of y'all. So you're all doing a good job.
I really hate that I can't. I need headphones to just jack into this. Be like, what's up, guys?
Yeah, well, we actually have an extra set of headphones,
do you?
but we don't have an extra microphone, so that
That's
can be fun.
okay. That's all right. Well, listen, I just got to the show, and I won't suck up too much time on your podcast here because I want to go look at some of these comics.
There's tons of great stuff.
There are a ton of really awesome vendors, and I'm seeing a bunch of key issues there saying, Brandon, buy me.
How deep's your wallet?
I've got some really good credit lines, so... I mean, the market right now is kind of insane on everything. Everything is crazy for collectibles, but I'm willing to drop a little bit of coin today, maybe for one or two key issues.
We just had an employee start at my work. He started on Friday, and he noticed a couple of my Legos on my desk, and he goes, "Oh yeah, so you're a Star Wars guy? Yeah, I'm into CGC graded comics." I just shook my head. I go, "Well, yeah, exactly." I mean, I'm just like, here's a podcast you need to listen to right away. B. He got you.
Yeah, I know who that gentleman is, but if he wants to talk to me about it, we can both lament how broke we are. By the way, I'm also seeing some pretty good slabbed signature series books out here in the wild right now. I'm interested to go check those out.
All right, well, go before they get sold.
Indeed, I shall. Listen, I love being on the show. It's great. I'll have to be on the Force Dyad at least one more whole episode.
At least.
At least. All right, thanks, guys.
Take care. Well, that was fun. It was a fun little drop-in.
Oh, yeah. Better than listening to TK rant about, missing all the shots he didn't take.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a shame that you stormtroopers get such a bad rap. So let's kind of dive into, I don't know, the world of the 501st, or at least that kind of community, because I know that there's beyond just the 501st. There are other
oh yeah,
community.
definitely.
I don't want to call them cosplay communities because it's so much more than that. But
you could say legions.
charitable.
Right.
I mean, it's a charitable organization. Maybe give us a little background on your segment specifically.
Yeah, and I'm thankful. I mean, I got approved back in 2020. And part of the 70th Explorers Garrison, which operates out of Missouri and Kansas, and then we have the St. Louis squadron called Gateway Squadron. We've all been around since 2005 as a squadron as a whole. Celebrating our 15th anniversary not too long ago, and the 501st in general started in '97. And what's amazing is just you have these lifelong Star Wars fans, and you go out of your way to get FX movie accurate, screen accurate costumes that you're dolling up all that money for. You get to wear, and then you go see, you go to a 4th of July parade in Fulton, Missouri, and you're all in your gear, and you see little kids' eyes light up, and that's what makes it all worth it. Like, that was one of the first parades I did in 2009, and it just was. I went as a visitor just to kind of experience all that, and that's what got me sucked in. And then finally was able to save up and finally research more. And I have a Stormtrooper outfit from A New Hope. That's my kit, and I'm starting to do a second build, which is a Sith Acolyte. I'm kind of excited for.
So will those both be in the same 501st group, or
no,
and they'll just,
which is nice. It's kind of crazy like that. So what you alluded to earlier is in that the 501st. I mean, you have your stormtroopers. Also, there's a scout trooper battalion. I mean, you have you want to be a Mandalorian. There's a Merc outfit as well as a Rebel Legion for all your Jedi and your Rebels, and then Sith. They have their own designation too. So it's open for anybody. I mean, what's beautiful about it is you have an idea, execute it, and you can work with your community to build the proper costume as well as make sure you have everything to get approval. They'll help you with it, just get you on the right path.
Now, the charitable aspect of the group, doing parades, doing concerts. I know I've seen members at Powell Symphony Hall for the John Williams, or the one in particular was A New Hope in concert where they play the score to the movie.
Yeah, we had one of those last week.
Was that the John Williams one?
Yep, at the St. Louis Symphony.
Yeah, and so that was. I mean, have you had a chance to participate in as a member in any of those events yet?
So not on a bigger stage. So we do the Cardinals nights, the Blues nights, and for those are local sports teams in Missouri, just for context. But we've gone to libraries as well as we'll have events for St. Patrick's Day parade downtown, where I actually was I was working as a volunteer that day, and then my group was actually trooping, so didn't get to dress up. But what's really nice is we have so many events throughout eastern Missouri that you can sign up for, or you can just go as a handler. So I've done a couple of those where you go as a handler. And
what is that? What is a handler? What do you do?
Yeah, so you dress up in garb and make sure the stormtroopers know where to walk, because it's really hard to see.
You're like a chaperone.
Yeah, it's really hard to see out of some of those costumes, especially when we have Chewbacca. He's on stilts and everything. It's got to make sure all the guys are coordinated, because those blasters too, if they hit a kid, you don't want that to happen. So
the process to become a member, I guess Well, first go back. For those events, such as Cardinals Night or the parades or what have you, how do you go? Do you have to apply and then get picked, or is it kind of anyone who wants? I mean, I assume you'll be size limit, regulated by the size of the group. So
Yeah.
how do they? Is it a lottery system for those bigger events, or
Yeah,
how
that's
does
a
that
great
work?
question. So, are we talking in the perspective that you're a member of the 501st?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so for you, like if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wanted to participate in John Williams Night at the Symphony or Cardinals Night or whatever, how would you go about doing it?
Yeah, so our garrison leader is amazing. We have a Facebook group that they'll just post the schedule, as it comes through, and just have random posts for signups, and then people will sign up for it. On the very popular ones, though, there's kind of, I would say, a pecking order. I mean, there's members of our organization that have been doing it for a long time, so I would pass the torch. They get first dibs on everything.
So
But-
kind of like it's kind of based on seniority to an extent.
But I mean, to be fair, if I was the only one, if the only thing I wanted to do every year was a Cardinals event, I mean, it's not, your heart's not in it for that. So, but yeah, and so, I mean, we have a lot of like PlanetCon in Kansas City. There's some other events that we do. At one time that there was a Weird Al Yankovic festival. He had a concert, and he had 501st troopers up there, extras.
Oh, for the Jedi song, probably for his Jedi song.
So, I mean, and as you know, like 501st were recently in The Mandalorian season 1. They were out of California. They brought in extras because they had movie accurate suits. So
That's
for
awesome.
TKs.
So let's kind of go down your personal journey to joining. What prompted you to get into it, or at least pursue it in the first place?
So it all happened in being a Star Wars fan. 2009, I wanted to be a scout trooper, and I reached out to the 501st group here, and I met them in Fulton, Missouri, and we did a parade, and I dressed up as a Jedi, typical Jedi, and someone gave me their lightsaber. But I mean, this is the first time I ever met these people, and they treated me like family. Just the whole time, it was very unique and welcoming, and you get to see people's faces light up, and all you do is you get dressed as a Star Wars character, which is amazing, and just spread joy. But circle back from that, after school and having a career with a disposable income that I could afford this, it all breaks down to how much money you can put aside. I reached out to the 501st and found a gentleman in New York. He was a retired New York police officer that created TK kits in Florida, and met with him and took all my measurements online. Was speaking to him weekly, and I wanted him to build me a suit, and it took about 4 months to do that, and then worked on measurements. Got it all shipped out, tried it on, did some corrections, and took that to, he got me in touch with the local garrison here and reached out to them via email and met in person. You take a little photo shoot. It's kind of funny. I think you've seen my TK headshot. Yeah, like buff trooper right there. But
Shoulders back.
Shoulders
back.
And then as long as everything's movie accurate, you get approved, but you have to be active. That's the one thing, because I mean, we have people that will join and then maybe are active for a couple of years, and then they'll just kind of go on reserve kind of deal. It was I'd say a lifelong dream, but definitely in the last 10 years I've always wanted to do this. It's a way to have my fandom but also give back too. It's such a unique charitable giving kind of thing, because I mean, you can just write a check somewhere, but you can also just show up, and everyone knows what a stormtrooper is. But
you can be present, be there.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's gentlemen that have Darth Vader costumes, or Obi-Sean. You've seen Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, plenty of Jedi walking around. I think when I went to see A New Hope at Powell Hall with the Symphony, my favorite outfit was the Jango Fett. There was a Jango Fett there who, I mean, they looked straight out of the movie. So speaking of like costuming and everything like that, you said you found someone out of Florida who was basically vacuum forming all the parts. How do they go about judging or determining what is considered movie accurate, screen accurate, excuse me, who makes that call, or how does that qualification period go?
So I had a New Hope kit 5.0. So there's a master copy from the movie itself, and then you have a select few of the I call them armorers that will sell that kit. So this gentleman was actually out of California that would sell the kit, and then you go in and the gentleman, I bought the kit from one gentleman, and then I had the gentleman in Florida, Dave's Dark Side Depot, build it.
Triple D.
Yeah. So retired New York cop. Hi, Dave, if you're listening. He's such a pleasure to work with, because those kits that he would make are for bigger gentlemen, in
Sure.
a sense. I mean, with the kit, I mean, I'm 6'2", roughly around 260. It's buff trooper for sure.
You're a little tall to be a stormtrooper.
Exactly, yeah. I'm not Mark Hamill over here. So it was such a pleasure. But yeah, he gets the kits in from somebody else who has been making it off a master copy. But they are all approved through the 501st. The vetting process is excellent, and they all have 5-star reviews. It took me about 4 months to research where to actually start this process.
So does that go for the other kits? So obviously Stormtrooper is iconic as far as visual is concerned, Scout Troopers, TIE Fighter pilots, etc. But when you get into kind of those I don't want to say generic, because you can customize them to no end, but as far as like the Sith, so like you said, you have a Sith Acolyte outfit, or like just a general Mandalorian, where you can get tons and tons of customization. What sort of, I guess is it just a master based off of like a Boba Fett armor or a Mando? Is that coming from Lucasfilm, basic, or like who's designating that?
The older ones are, I would say, coming from Lucasfilm, but I mean, Sith Acolyte. There's a couple of manufacturers that have been approved by the 501st. It's that costume. I'm the third person to inherit the costume. Yeah, with the newer stuff, I mean, I don't know. One of my dreams is always to have a Commander Wolf outfit.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's a...
The Wolf Pack is one of your favorites.
Oh, my gosh.
Clone Legions.
Yeah. I'm blanking on the name of the website now, but basically it's a Clone Trooper armor website where they have a lot of the prints for the helmets as well as the armor, too.
So what you're saying is I need to go there if I want to make a Phase 2 Rex outfit?
Yeah, and there actually is a Phase 2 Rex in our group.
Ugh.
Oh, man, he also has an Inferno Squadron and Delta Squadron. He has a Delta Squadron outfit. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah,
that's
but
so cool.
Besides the Jedi, my clone or my cosplay go-to would be certainly a Phase 2 Rex with the pauldron and the Phase 2 helmet and everything like that. That's
yeah.
If money was no object, that's probably the one that I would get paid to have made, because Jedi robes, Jedi boots, etc. not super pricey, but when you start talking about ABS plastic, vacuum formed, and everything like that, like yours, you're starting to talk about decent chunks of money.
Yeah, having my wife get over the fact that I had to wear like a unitard for the Stormtrooper outfit, as well as suspenders to keep part of that up. I mean, if you didn't think it was Star Wars, if you think it would be a Shakespearean play.
Right. So now, as far as choosing, you said you wanted to start out as a Scout Trooper. You are now a TK. So first of all, what are the monikers? So TK is that troop? I know there's like SL for like Sith Lords. There's, I think TPs are TIE pilots, right, or something like that. Scout and STs, I think, are Scout Troopers, that sort of stuff. How did you get? Go ahead.
Yeah, so TK is short for Trooper Corps.
Trooper Corps.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So how did you decide? Okay, you went from Scout Trooper, ended up being TK. How did you decide you wanted to be a TK?
Well, I lost metabolism in college.
So size constraints.
Yes. No. Yeah. I mean, I still love Scout Troopers, but there's something about the classic Stormtrooper that just won me over, and yeah, I mean, it's so cool.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Again, they're iconic. They're iconic.
Yeah, and I think that's it. And you know what? It's kind of like a gateway drug, I guess you'd say.
Well, yeah, because it's led you now to your second.
Yeah.
To your second kit. Now, with the as far as the weapons are concerned, is that, or are those made by the same person who makes your armor, or is that there's a weaponsmith or something like that makes the weapons?
That's a great question. Yeah, so those, people have procured those from like Star Wars kids toys, the plastic ones that they'll make. Definitely it's a different person to answer that question, but for my gun I actually got it from another TK. It's an old Sterling machine gun that was modified.
Like an actual machine gun?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
That was modified into a blaster. So there are a couple that have like prop replicas you can buy, and then movie accurate, and then I got mine from another TK.
So, but there's got to be some sort of I guess outline or profile that everything's kind of got to fit. It's got to look like a blast, right?
Yeah.
So I guess there's on yours it's a modified actual, I guess, machine gun.
Yeah, Sterling machine gun.
Is there a plastic housing around the outside to make it look like a blaster?
Yeah, and then it has like a plastic kit stock where you put the ammo normally would be, and then it has a little light unit to show. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now, as a member of this group, what for you? What's the? Are you looking to expand your your ranks? I suppose, as far as
my wife said no.
Okay, so you're content with your two outfits or your two setups?
No, that's a great question. I mean, there are members of our group that have 5 or 6, and it's so cool. They all have their own specialties, and I mean, it's just learning and learning and learning. And I would like, I love my TK. The Sith Acolyte's so cool, especially the show coming up with Disney Plus. The only other one I think I would get, I always wanted Boba Fett, but I'm not the build for it. I think I'd have to get a Wolfpack Trooper. I love the Clone Wars. I have my youngest brother. He's 12 years younger than me, and like when the Clone Wars was happening, like he was getting into it, and I would watch it with him. I love the Wolfpack, so I think money's no object. I get a Wolfpack. The Commander Wolf be kind of hard with the fake contact because I have to wear contact lenses, but
you get used to it. Because I for a Halloween costume in college, I got fake contacts for my kind of ghoul outfit. They were just straight white contacts. The first couple, if you're not used to wearing contacts, it's a bit weird up front, but you do kind of get used to it. So
yeah, and I mean there are amazing members of our group that have whatever character you see in Star Wars, they probably have dressed up like that. I mean, the Jango and the Bobas, those are very intricate outfits. As Jedi John is pursuing his path for
he's
Boba.
He's trying to get his own Boba.
Yeah.
Now the upcoming show, the upcoming celebration show. You're a friend of the pod. We're all going together. You're coming with Jedi John and I.
I won the contest, everybody.
Are you planning to bring one or both of your setups to wear to the show? Because they are going to allow masks or helmets, so long as you're, at least as of today, as of 3/27, they're going to allow masks or helmets as long as you're wearing your mask underneath. So, are you planning to bring one?
According to TSA, I'm not allowed to travel air. I'm just kidding. So actually, our garrison leader, he is going to be driving down a lot of the stuff for our group. I'm debating on the TK. I think the Sith Acolyte might be a lot easier to travel with. At that time, I'll have the outfit plus a lightsaber, a Vader vault, which I'm so excited to be inheriting from someone. That'd be amazing to do. But as you know, I mean, it's kind of. We actually had a TK walk around today, a Sand Trooper in QuadCon.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
That Mando, I think.
Yeah, and the Mandalorian. Yeah. I would love to do that. I wish it was a little bit closer, like Chicago. I'd definitely be like, yeah, let's do this. But
if it was in Chicago, we would be caravanning, and you could throw both of your giant. Because how much does your TK set weigh? Because your Sith Acolytes, it's a robe and a helmet, and it's not as It's not as bulky.
Yeah. So I keep the TK outfit in a Husky 50-liter toolbox. So I think roughly it's about like 50, 60 pounds
Okay.
with everything.
So not
the Sith
terrible.
Acolyte's about 30 pounds.
I suppose it helps that it's all ABS plastic and everything like that.
Yes.
So the
Oh, yeah, and Obi-Sean definitely needs to get a General Kenobi Clone Wars outfit. This is TK31788. I personally endorse this
I would
message.
love to do that. I mean, it would have been nice. Well, build-wise, I'm not exactly as svelte as Ewan is. I will never be as svelte as Ewan is.
Well, just
but-
say that you're at the Galactic Star Cruiser hotel for 4 weeks.
So okay, let's do that. So if I wanted to, if anybody who's listening or myself, right, if we wanted to work down that path towards getting, for example, myself, if I wanted a Clone Wars Clone Wars General Kenobi outfit or setup, how would I go about doing it?
All right, there's a guy named Mark. He's down on 2nd Street. You just slide him at 20. No. So, no, actually, what you really need to do is you join the forums. Create a persona on there. Meet your local garrison leader.
Like on Facebook or the separate forums?
On 501st.com.
Okay, okay, got it.
And then, there'll be a different one for Rebel Legion, but
Right.
there'll be a shared site for that. You know, you meet your local representative, talk to them, come out. We have armor parties pretty much like twice a month, both in South County and St. Louis for the local region speaking here.
Nice.
But yeah, you talk to other members, kind of see what kind of robes you need. For that approved character, they'll actually have a PDF of all what material they have to make up that costume. And you kind of look and see what's 501st approved. And you just, the best thing is talking about the community. Because you can ask any collector or any fan. You say one question about what they like, they'll go on a filibuster.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, that's. I mean, it sounds pretty simple. So, as far as, and this is good. There's going to be a break here because I'm trying to think of the next question. I'm going to cut all of this out. Good God, you suck. I guess, is there anything that I haven't asked that you would like to share?
Yeah. The big thing is, anybody can request our group for appearances. Everything's an official request. You just go to our website, 78explorers.com, or the 501st.com. You can pop in for a visit. Like we do, different charitable events. It could be someone's, library showing or a school. Like we showed up for a Boy Scout.
Oh, cool.
Pinewood Derby, and I actually didn't get to go. Lo and behold, my nephew was there. It was his Pinewood Derby. It was so cool.
Yeah, and all the websites that you just listed off, we'll put in the show notes. So if anybody's interested, they can follow those. So appreciate you sharing some insight into the group as a whole, into the sort of the charitable affiliations and stuff of the group.
Yeah, not a problem.
Appreciate that. So being that we're at a convention where there's a number of comic vendors, artist vendors, etc., did you find anything that suited your fancy?
Yeah, so I saw, some Star Wars things I liked, and of course you see the artists, and they're so talented here. Had to get a canvas of something. It's sitting right behind you, but it was Lord Vader as a samurai warrior. I was very happy to meet him. The artist. I actually talked to the artist too. My wife's an art teacher, and he had a print that he made of Da Vinci and Mona Lisa. It means a lot to her because we had on our honeymoon we went to a museum where we kind of saw the history of Da Vinci and that whole chain of thought, and just kind of I'm here in St. Charles and I get to kind of have a memory of that right in front of me. So
For sure, yeah, and I know myself. Well, we visited the same artist because he's 2 booths down. It's Patrick.
so far away.
Yeah, it's just a quick jaunt down, and so his name is Patrick Rasmussen from Fantasy Realms Art, and yeah, I picked up a couple a couple of canvases. One is it's a sweet looking Boba Fett, and then he actually packaged a Mandalorian with Grogu on canvas that looks really good.
He will always be Baby Yoda to me.
Well, that's fine, and I mean that's what my son calls him. So it's a mix between Grogu and Baby Yoda. So I'm happy with both. But he was actually kind enough to I guess provide us with a number of prints, which we'll be giving away over the course of the next couple months as part of giveaways on the social media. So
TK31788 calls dibs.
yeah, you've already
the Leia and the Rey are awesome.
Well, and you like the Carbonite Han too.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, they all are amazing prints. The Boba Fett, the Maul, the Samurai Vader, which you've described. I mean, they're all.
He is such a talented artist, and yeah, I got to talk to him a little bit too. And I mean, some of the stuff he does, and they have a website.
Yeah, we'll
and you'll
post,
plug it here in a second.
Yeah, we'll post the website in the show notes.
I had saw someone walk around with a Dios de los Muertos, like Day of the Dead print, and I wanted the canvas of it because it was so talented. My wife loves to display that for her curriculum in school, and I was like, I got to get it. So now he's like, yeah, just reach out to the website, and it's very helpful, and the artwork is just amazing, and that's the quality of artists you can find here at QuadCon.
For sure. I mean, compared to the last show, which was in October, today is a night and day difference. I mean, it's the foot traffic here has been great. There's over 70 vendors, comics, toys. There's the booth right next to us has an old GameCube for sale, and a Wave Runner game for $120. And if I had a place to put a GameCube, I'd actually consider getting it.
And they have Lego.
They have Lego too?
No, they have the old school Lego.
Right, they have the Lego
old
system.
Lego
They have the old
system,
Lego system. And so, but yeah, you got slabbed comics like we were talking with B earlier on about, and plenty of artists. I mean, if you're into Pokemon, you can find Pokemon cards, other trading cards. I mean, it is for $5. I don't know that you're going to find a more diverse show as far as the vendors are concerned. So. The next show, the next QuadCon show is October 23rd.
Yep.
Here in St. Charles, that is. But they bounce around all over the Midwest every month. They bounce between like Nebraska, Illinois, Iowa, and I think they go as far north as Minnesota. So, if you're into, again, comics, pops, Black Series, video games, trading cards, pick your poison.
Yeah, didn't buy any swords this time or anything like that.
Yeah, no sword vendor for you here today. I say, speaking of Lego, which there's again a couple vendors here, some people who do custom Lego. Let's talk real quick about the recent release, or I guess official release. I'm going to use air quotes there because the rumored leaks were pretty well accurate as far as the number of the sets were concerned. But the diorama series, the Dagobah Jedi Training, the Death Star Trench Run, and the Death Star Trash Compactor, so we get 2 Death Star sets, as well as a Republic fighter tank build, which we can talk about, which we can touch on in a second. So let's start with the diorama series because it's a new line, so to speak, for Lego. They come with I think they're 2x4 tile or 1x2 tile, something like that has a quote that corresponds to the scene that's being built. And so
very similar to Jurassic Park.
Yes, for sure.
Jurassic World. Yeah.
Yep. And so, and they're kind of similar too. If you have one of the old gift with purchases from May the 4th, they have the Star Wars 2020, exactly, what have you. So Dagobah's do or do not. There is no try. Trash compactor is we're all gonna look a lot thinner.
That's correct.
And then the Death Star Trench Run, I actually don't know what that quote is.
Something from Porkins.
Stay on target. That's what it should. If it isn't stay on target,
right,
that's what it should be. But anyways, you and I are the Lego guys from our group of friends. So what are your thoughts on the new diorama sets?
It's a Lego guy, so I have an Instagram called Brick and Ain't Easy.
Oh, there it is.
I had
Cheap
to plug
plug.
it.
Cheap plug.
Yep. No.
It'll be in the show notes.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I want to say since like 2019, the 18 plus sets have just blown up, and Lego has restructure the demographic to really attack the 18-plus adult collectors. I mean, I get it. I mean, we've all,
That's where the money is.
product of the 90s. We've all grown up with that, and now we have families of our own and a lot better income, so hopefully. The dioramas in general, the Dagobah set, you get the classic Luke, thinking of the Force, and Yoda right behind him, giving him all the advice like a backseat driver with his X-Wing just in the swamp. I do like that set. The other one which I'll actually get, is the trash compactor.
No, you're gonna get that?
So what's so unique
What do you
about
like?
that?
What do you like about it?
I love, you get Han, Leia, Luke, yada yada, and the little monster underneath there. But they have C-3PO and who has arm printing, and R2-D2. They're going to be in another room.
I will say the 3PO looks good as a minifigure.
And you can actually move the walls. I think it's going to be $89.99 when it releases, because it actually has collapsible walls.
You mean because it has movable parts? It's
yes,
more expensive?
But and you look at like the Death Star trench run, where I'm sure we'll have a comment about this here in a second. It's just a display. I remember making dioramas out of my shoebox with Army Men. And that cost me $1.50. But you're looking at the Death Star trench run, and it doesn't do anything, which
it just sits there.
Yeah, it's kind of like the. Did they have a gift with purchase?
Yeah, I actually just sold it earlier today. It was a May the 4th gift with purchase from 2020. It was Death Star Trench Run 2, so Death Star 2 Trench Run. But it was it was an A-Wing being chased by a TIE fighter.
Did it have any movable parts?
No movable parts.
And how much did that cost?
Well, it was a gift with purchase, so...
Yeah, they probably, usually those are around $30 to $40.
So
70.
It sold today for $25. But I think you had to spend $75 to get it. But nevertheless, yeah, it was not a very dynamic set. The trash compactor looks cool. It just looks like it has a bunch of, like how you get extra parts at the end of each step of a build. It's like, oh, we have these extra parts. I'm just going to throw them into the set.
So Obi-Sean just said they had the extra script from episode 2. That's in the trash compactor.
It probably is.
I don't like sand.
The trash compactor is 90, the trench run is 60, and the Jedi training is 80. Anyways, so the diorama series. So you're going to get the trash compactor, or you want to get the trash compactor. Are you planning to get the other two as a collector? Are you planning to get the other two or no?
No. I mean, the Dagobah diorama really didn't speak to me. I mean, it's a nice set. I get what they're trying to do. You buy the 3, connect them all. They're not connectable like a Lego Creator Expert series, but you can put them side by side, and it's a really nice display. I just like the trash compactor. I have a similar set, the Death Star, Luke and Leia escape from the Death Star.
Sure.
When they go on the swing, and I think that's really nice. But the trash compactor, I like that out of the 3. What about you?
Yeah. So I'm really sad because I'm not excited about really any of them. The Dagobah set and the Trench Run could, I think, both be very good if there was more a more dynamic side to them. I mean, the Trench Run, it's not static. It's not a static situation. You're flying down the trench. So the fact that there's no ability to create movement, even just kind of a side to side, because that was the thing with the box art. And for the record, I mean, I've talked about it on past casts, I love Lego, so I don't mean to be nitpicky about any of this, but I mean, they show Luke's X-Wing banked in the trench, and so I don't know at any point during the trench run when Luke's X-Wing is banked. I mean, he slides side to side, so they could have easily put, I think, a sort of, rotational component to it where the ship goes side to side.
Yeah, something similar like they did in the Dark Trooper.
Yes.
Like a mechanism like
right.
that. Yeah.
Exactly. Or what would have been amazing, and granted, it would have cost more, and I would have paid this, is to make the background movable, just similar to the NES system or the NES set, where it's on tracks and it rotates, and you get this. You can create the the sensation that the ships are actually flying down the trench. And similarly for Dagobah, that entire scene centers around Luke trying to lift the X-Wing out of the swamp. Do or do not, there is no try. I can't. That is why you fail. That whole... But the fact that you can't lift the X-Wing even remotely out of the swamp, there's no lift or drop or anything like that. It's meant for display. I get that. But if you're going to charge a premium for these sets, which they are, there needs to be some premium features. So the fact that the trash compactor gets movable walls, which makes sense. I mean, you can't have a trash compactor without compaction. You need to have some sort of movability, some sort of dynamic sensation with the other two sets.
I completely agree. What's really nice about dioramas is, I remember making them when I was in second grade. There's playable functions to it. And the trash compactor, that's the only thing like a selling point. But with Dagobah, like you said, they can easily create a mechanism where you just slide something out and then have a platform where it pushes the X-Wing up. That'd be so cool.
You could just have a wheel on the side, and you just rotate the wheel, or
Exactly.
you turn a knob, the X-Wing comes up, and then the X-Wing drops.
Yeah, I got to see that yesterday in Studio K with your NES. Seeing that, and you're right. That set is... The playable function's amazing because it's, you're watching an old school tube television playing Super Mario. It's awesome.
Exactly. And so then, those are the three sort of diorama sets, and then we also got the official announcement about the Republic fighter tank, and I think universally that's just kind of being panned, primarily because the build looks not great. Now we do get...
How old did Connor turn yesterday?
Yeah, he turned 3.
All right, as a 3-year-old, I'm excited about that set.
Yeah, it is a good young Lego builder set, which is fine, which is good. That is fine, and I think people are... I don't have a problem with that. Lego is for kids just as much as it is for collectors such as ourselves. And so I think the problem that people have with it is that it's a vehicle to provide an exclusive minifigure for quote-unquote less cost. And so you've got the Mace Windu figure from the UCS gunship.
R.I.P.
Yes. Bad news to anybody who spent a lot of money on that minifigure over the last 18 months. But nevertheless, I mean, it was an exclusive minifigure, along with the Clone Lieutenant, who has been included in the Clone Battle Pack, which is on Lego. Well, it's out of stock right now, but it's on Lego for $20. You don't have to buy a $350 set to get the Clone Lieutenant, and now you won't have to pay $350 to get the exclusive Mace Windu. And the minifigure count with the 187 troopers, they look great.
Oh, and I'm so excited about that.
As a vehicle for minifigures, it's fantastic. But as a build, as an actual tank, because I have the 2017 Republic fighter tank, and it looks, I mean, granted, it's smaller than the original, but it looks great from a detail standpoint. And so I think if they had done the 2017 version, but with the 5 or 6 minifigures that they're having, and charged $40, I don't think anybody would bat an eye at it. I think it would have been fine.
It's a great army builder.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but the fact that they've taken pieces out of the actual physical tank itself, but then added in the additional minifigures, and then been like, yeah, it's a $40 set.
Yeah. It was crazy too. I think it's come with 6 minifigures. You have 3 187th troopers, Mace Windu, and then 2 battle droids. 2 battle droids. Yeah.
That's
an excellent value.
It's a great scene. It's a great scene.
Yeah. I hope I love about the LEGO communities, we have a lot of custom builders. Mm-hmm. I hope a custom builder takes this and, say if you have to buy 2 battle tanks, they can make a super battle tank with it.
Oh, that would be cool. Kind of like a Voltron or like a Power Rangers where, you merge them and sort of thing. I'm sure there's going to be enough parts to where you could do that.
So, I mean, that'd be so cool. I mean, or, kind of like with the Dark Trooper set, you buy 3 of them or 4 of them, you can make a mock out of it. Mm-hmm. There will be someone that takes this $40 set, makes a mock out of it, has instructions out there what to do. That's what I love about the LEGO community.
Mm-hmm. There is so much. Well, that's the beauty of LEGO. It provides a level or a a vehicle for creativity that you don't get in a lot of things. A lot of toy.
Like Funko Pop.
Well, I mean, growing up, you had Connects, you had Lincoln Logs, you had
Yeah.
Erector sets,
Yep.
and you had Lego. Like those are kind of the building.
And gas was a nickel. Showing our age. Right
Yeah,
now.
exactly. As you alluded to at the beginning,
Yes, yeah.
Lego is kind of pivoting, at least within the Lego Star Wars realm. It's pivoting who they're targeting, and they're targeting the adult collector who has a significant amount of disposable income, and which is as it stands, we have some disposable income, and I just wish that going forward, I hope that they don't compromise the build enjoyment for the sake of just trying to grab cash.
You don't cheapen the quality for the quantity,
Right.
in a sense. No, I completely agree. I mean, for me, I had a problem with what to collect with Lego. I mean, when I was in my youth, Pirates and Castle, that was the biggest thing. And now, getting back into it a couple years ago, it was Star Wars, as well as I had the Creator Expert, which the Creator Expert modulars, I just bought. I would love to build a city, and then apparently my nephew reminded me of a Lego movie with Will Ferrell's character. What is it, Mr. Business?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the guy who doesn't have fun.
Yeah, because I'm gonna slowly turn into that guy. I
you do not play with my Lego city.
Yes. So I want to have something that's very interactive and fun, but you have your stuff you collect and enjoy. But as any collector knows, you have to pick. You have to have your swim lanes.
You got to have a focus.
Yes,
must
if you get
have
out of your
focus.
If you get out of your focus, then your wife, real life hits in, and it's the worst.
So as far as like Lego sets in the pipeline, I guess, is there anything that you're eyeing that you are excited about? Besides the trash compactor, because I don't want to stomp on your excitement for that. Is there? I mean, are there any other upcoming sets that you're looking forward to?
Oh man, one of the biggest ones I'm excited for is the Naboo Starfighter from The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
coming
his
out June
N1
1st.
Starfighter?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. When I saw that in no spoiler alert, Book of Boba Fett
Yes,
season
it's the Book of-
2.5.
It's the Book of
right?
Mando Fett.
Yeah. Book of Mando Fett, Mandalorian 2.5. Book of Boba Fett, had Mandalorian with the M1 Starfighter. Seeing that, oh my goodness, I got so excited because I was chasing Gold C-3PO, and if anybody, Lego collectors know, in 2007 they had inserted 10,000 random Gold C-3POs into various sets over a certain price point, and I bought an M1 Starfighter with Anakin, and I'm like, I open it up, I'm like, no C-3PO, oh darn. But no, I get to build the ship, and you see that ship, and then you get to see it again as the Book of Boba Fett, Book of Boba Mando. Get to see that set come out June 1st, and I'm excited. I think that'd be a really good build. I didn't get the opportunity to buy the UCS N1 Naboo Starfighter with the chrome pieces. That goes for an insane price.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to build something, kind of a little chromey, a little silver with that, and have my little pod for Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah, get a little car seat for
Yeah.
Grogu in the back.
So, I mean, that's the main set I'm looking forward to. The other things, there's a mysterious, $530 set that's been leaked. I don't know, it's a UCS set or what, or if we're going to get a Yavin 4 base, or we're going to get, another indoor set.
There's a rumor that it's going to be the Geonosian Arena for Attack of the Clones, which, I mean, right now, the lack of Attack of the Clones announcements is very disappointing.
Some say it might be the 20th anniversary of the Attack.
I've heard that. I've heard that
Some
somewhere.
say.
So I mean, it's just disappointing that, as of right now, there aren't a ton of Clone Wars announcements. So if it ends up being a $500 and some odd Geonosian Arena, I could get behind that, as long as. And I was actually talking with one of the other vendors here about, you're going to need to include at least probably 18 minifigures in that set to make it worthwhile, because it's going to be a lot of brown, a lot of tan, the build itself is probably not going to be super exciting.
Anyone who's built the Hogwarts castle, the mini scale, knows exactly what it is with a lot of tan.
Or the
6,000
Colosseum.
Yes. But I would like to see a Kenobi figure. And what is the animal he brought? What are some of the animals?
Well, so you have the Acklay is the big kind of pincery character, and then I can never remember the name of the cat or kind of the bull. So someone can comment what those are, but you'd almost need play series versions of those. You need Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme. You'd need at least a few normal battle droids. You need at least a couple B2s. You'd need at least 3 Jedi. You need Dooku, Jango, Poggle the Lesser, at least Newt Gunray, and then maybe young Boba for kind of that end scene. You got to have at least Mace Windu as one of the Jedi. So maybe Kit Fisto, and maybe this is where they throw Jedi Bob in. That'd be kind of funny. But anyways, I mean, you're getting up to the point where you need 18 or it's going to need to be kind of like the Daily Bugle to make it worthwhile, at least at $500 and some odd dollars. So if that turns out to be the case, cool. I'll probably buy it and have nowhere to put it, just like my Republic gunship. So, any other fun Lego stuff you're into, or you're looking forward to?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's usually beginning of the year we get a new modular set. So this year was the boutique hotel. So kind of curious what they're going to go with next year. It would be another corner piece or something. We had a Palace Cinema back in 2011, which was awesome. I like to see that again. Also looking forward to. I would love to see more clone sets. Clones, or can't hurt too much going with a little bit more Mandalorian thing. Or when's the Ahsoka?
Ahsoka's not till next year.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna prelude to that at all, but it'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, if the only thing I'm really hoping for, I'd be aside from Attack of the Clone sets, is I would love to see some Jedi Fallen Order stuff at some point, whether it's in the lead up to Jedi Fallen Order 2, or if there's there's talk of maybe there being a BD1, a buildable BD1, or a BD unit.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted to use that as an excuse to release Lego official Cals and Cal Kestis's, and maybe do a Mantis, that would be a cool ship to get a Lego build of a Mantis. So
I've seen some mocks on the Mantis. Beautiful.
Yeah, the
I'd
mocks
love
are.
to see it real.
The mocks are always going to be better than any official Lego set, and that's fine. But getting an official mock would be, getting a Mantis
with official figures is always
would be great.
Yeah.
So, as we come to a close on this episode, I want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank QuadCon kind of for the host, and again, October 23rd is the next event here at the Olympia Event Center in St. Charles. So, I want to thank B for hopping on at the beginning from GalacticDads. TK,
thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for being here. And so for Jedi John, who is still selling, still wheeling and dealing.
So like we say in the Stormtrooper world, move along, move along.
Yes, exactly. And so for Jedi John, I'm Obi-Sean, and until next time, may the Force be with you.